The sirens wailed through the dense cityscape of Neo-Tokyo, a cacophony of urgency and chaos. Kira Nakamura sprinted through the narrow alleyways, her breath coming in ragged gasps. She could hear the heavy boots of the Black Sun mercenaries pounding the pavement behind her. The rain-slicked streets glistened under the neon lights, reflecting the vibrant yet dystopian life of the city. Kira glanced over her shoulder, her heart pounding not just from exertion, but from the raw adrenaline of the chase. She had to get to the safe house. It was her only chance. The small data chip she clutched in her hand was worth more than her life. It contained the codes to dismantle the Black Sun Corporation's stranglehold on the city. The Black Sun Corporation, a faceless monolith of power, had taken control of Neo-Tokyo, turning it into a playground for the rich and a prison for the poor. Their mercenaries, armed with the latest in combat technology, were ruthless in their pursuit of anyone who dared to oppose them. And Kira had dared. She ducked into a derelict building, her keen eyes scanning for any sign of movement. The interior was a labyrinth of rusted machinery and broken glass, remnants of a once thriving factory now forgotten and abandoned. She knew these ruins well. They had been her playground as a child. "Where is she?" a guttural voice echoed through the halls. The mercenaries were close. Kira's pulse quickened. She had to keep moving. As she navigated the maze-like corridors, she felt a presence nearby. She turned sharply, only to come face to face with Jin, a member of the resistance. His dark eyes were intense, his face hardened by years of fighting. "You're late," he whispered, his voice barely audible over the distant sounds of pursuit. "Had a little trouble on the way," Kira replied, handing him the data chip. Jin inspected the chip briefly before nodding. "We need to get this to the transmitter. It's our only shot." They moved swiftly through the building, their footsteps echoing softly against the decaying metal. Kira's mind raced. They had been planning this operation for months, but now it all came down to these next few minutes. If they failed, the resistance would be crushed. They emerged onto the rooftop, the city sprawling out beneath them. From this height, the disparity between the glittering skyscrapers of the corporate elite and the dilapidated slums of the workers was stark. Kira felt a surge of determination. They had to succeed. Jin was already setting up the transmitter. "Keep an eye out," he instructed. Kira nodded, scanning the surrounding rooftops. She spotted movement, 3 Black Sun mercenaries making their way towards them. "We've got company," she warned. Jin cursed under his breath. "Stall them. I need a few more minutes." Kira didn't hesitate. She drew her weapon, a sleek pulse pistol, and took cover behind an air conditioning unit. The first mercenary appeared, and she fired a precise shot, hitting him square in the chest. He fell, his body convulsing from the electric charge. The other 2 mercenaries returned fire, their bullets sparking off the metal around her. Kira ducked, popping up to fire another shot. She managed to hit one in the leg, causing him to stumble and fall. The 3rd mercenary was almost upon her when she felt a sharp pain in her side. She gasped, realizing she had been hit. Summoning her last reserves of strength, Kira fired one final shot, taking down the last mercenary. She collapsed to the ground, clutching her side. Blood seeped through her fingers, but she pushed the pain aside. "Jin, hurry!" she called out, her voice strained. Jin worked furiously, the transmitter finally humming to life. "Almost there," he muttered. The door to the rooftop burst open, and more mercenaries poured through. Kira's vision blurred, but she raised her pistol, determined to hold them off. She fired wildly, her shots less accurate but enough to slow their advance. "Done!" Jin shouted, just as a bullet grazed his arm. He grabbed Kira, pulling her towards the edge of the roof. "We need to jump!" Kira glanced down. It was a long drop, but there was no other choice. Together they leaped, falling through the air. They landed on a lower rooftop, the impact jarring but survivable. Jin helped Kira to her feet, supporting her as they stumbled away. Behind them, the transmitter sent out its signal, a beacon of hope for the resistance. They had done it. The data chip's information was now being broadcasted to every corner of Neo-Tokyo. As they made their escape, Kira felt a strange mix of relief and exhaustion. The fight wasn't over, but they had struck a significant blow against the Black Sun Corporation. She glanced at Jin, who gave her a grim but determined nod. They would continue to fight, no matter the cost. The city was waking up to a new dawn, one where the grip of tyranny had been loosened, even if just a little. And as long as there were people like Kira and Jin willing to stand and fight, there was hope for a brighter future.